Today is September 28, 2025. Today I want to tackle a myth that just will not die. The idea that diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, DEI, somehow put unqualified people into jobs at the expense of those who are more qualified. You've heard it. At work, maybe on the news, maybe from a relative. It's everywhere. But here is the truth. DEI does not lower standards. It raises fairness. I want to clear up that myth and talk about something urgent. The second Trump administration is trying to dismantle DEI programs in private businesses by threatening to cut off federal funding. The stakes couldn't be higher. Now, DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. Sometimes accessibility is added too. Diversity means workplaces and schools bring together people of different backgrounds, race, gender, age, disability, veteran status, sexual orientation. Equity means removing barriers so people get a fair shot. If the door is too heavy for some, equity doesn't lower the standard. It makes sure the door actually opens. Inclusion means people don't just get in the room, they actually belong there. Now, none of this means unqualified people get jobs. The qualifications stay the same. What DEI changes is that qualified people who were often overlooked finally get noticed. So why do people assume DEI equals lower standards? Because bias runs deep. When someone says, oh, she only got the job because of DEI, what they're really saying is this: I can't believe someone like her is that good. It's prejudice disguised as skepticism. The reality is many marginalized candidates have had to work harder, earn more credentials, and jump through more hoops just to get the same exact recognition that some others do. The idea that DEI places less qualified people into roles is backwards. Often, the people lifted up through DEI have been the most qualified all along, but bias kept them out. Critics also often think DEI is only about race or LGBTQ identity, but it's so much broader. It includes people with disabilities. It includes military veterans. It includes women. It includes older workers. It does include people of color and LGBTQ people, yes, but DEI is not favoritism. It's making sure every qualified candidate has a chance, not just the ones who already fit the traditional mold. And now here's where it gets urgent. The second Trump administration has launched a direct attack on DEI programs. In January, President Trump signed Executive Order 14151, bluntly titled Ending Radical and Wasteful Government DEI Programs and Preferencing. It instructed federal agencies to shut down DEI offices, terminate mandates, and strip DEI-related programs from government. Another order, Executive Order 14173, went even further, rescinding affirmative action requirements for federal contractors and banning DEI programs in those contracts. So that's basically an order to private companies that do business with the government. But it doesn't stop there. The administration is now coercing schools, universities, and local governments by threatening to withhold federal funding if they don't dismantle their DEI programs. The Department of Education recently withheld $67 million in magnet school funding from New York City, Chicago, and Fairfax County, Virginia, explicitly targeting their DEI and transgender inclusive programs. The University of Michigan shut down its DEI office this spring, citing pressure from those executive orders and fears of losing federal support. Even K-12 districts are being told, remove DEI or lose grants. Yes, some of this is already facing legal pushback. Federal judges in Maryland and New Hampshire have temporarily blocked certain orders, saying they're vague, overreaching, or unconstitutional. But the chilling effect is real. Institutions are preemptively axing DEI offices to stay in line with federal threats. This is coercion, plain and simple. Now, why should you care? because federal funding touches everything: public schools, student aid, universities, research, hospitals, local governments. If DEI is tied to funding threats, institutions will drop it even if it's legal, even if it's effective, even if it's necessary. And who loses? Disabled people who need accommodations, veterans returning to the workforce, LGBTQ kids in schools, women in male dominated industries, people of color trying to break through systemic barriers. This isn't about lowering the bar, it's about slamming the door shut on fairness. So, what now? Stay informed, please. Know that DEI is under attack not because it doesn't work, but because it does. Support the legal challenges. Courts have already paused some of these orders, and advocacy groups like the ACLU and NAACP are in the fight. Hold institutions accountable. Push your schools, universities, employers, and nonprofits not to abandon DEI under pressure. Raise your voice. Write to your representatives. Local and state level protections can matter even if the federal government retreats. Equity and inclusion are not radical. They are the unfinished work of democracy. DEI doesn't hand jobs to unqualified people. It makes sure qualified people from all walks of life actually have a chance. The less qualified myth is bias talking. And the federal government trying to eliminate DEI by threatening funding is an attempt to roll back decades of civil rights progress. We can't let fairness be a casualty of political theater.